The corporate bro code, the only code you'll ever need.
Let's just say it out loud. Agile is dead, or pretty much close to dead. It didn't die because it was a bad idea, but it died because the companies took a very simple, very beautiful concept and then made it into a complicated one. Original Agile manifesto was built by 17 engineers back in 2001, and then it was just 68 words long. The main thing in that was individuals and interactions over processes and tools. But now you go into our office, what do you see? You are seeing 2 hours meeting where the development team members and the product owner discuss about a story being a 5-pointer instead of a 3-pointer. Or you just see one Jira board which is used for tracking the progress of other Jira boards. We are doing the exact opposite of what Agile is supposed to do, which is prioritizing the processes and tools over individuals and interactions. The leadership really wanted to have a predictable way of identifying what is the work that will get delivered properly. Now what they did, they fell into the trap of using these tools to track the work. Now they literally focus on seeing the stories being moved from in progress into the done state, and they really don't understand whether actual business value is being delivered as part of those stories. To understand how things have gotten really bad, you need to understand how the actual Agile is supposed to work and how it actually works. Take for example the daily stand-up. It's supposed to be a 15-minute huddle where the team syncs up on all the progresses and then identifies all the impediments and then remove the blockers for the development team member so that they can get back to coding. But what really happens is that the team literally tries to provide the status updates to the Scrum Master, because I'm providing the same updates pretty much every day but in different phrases. Now let's look at the sprint planning. In reality, it's supposed to be the place where you say that, okay, so what is the highly critical customer problem that our team is going to solve in the next 2 weeks? In reality, what happens is the team kind of argues on the story points and then tries to think about their velocity and the capacity, ultimately losing track of what business value they are going to deliver, rather trying to cap themselves into that whole bubble of velocity and the capacity. Finally, the retrospective meetings. In reality, that's supposed to be a safe space where everyone in the team, including the product manager, the Scrum Master, or the development team members, are supposed to open up and then convey what's stopping them from being a good team, and then how they can correct course and then make sure that they are moving forward in the right direction with the right tools available. In reality, what happens is we say that yes, communication has to be open, but none of the development team members even open their mouth during these calls and then let the team know that they are facing certain issues. Sprint retrospective is a time where the development team members can get their points through to the product owner or the Scrum Master, just so that the same impediments which stop them from moving forward don't repeat again. See, what most of us do every day is not actual Scrum. I call it the zombie Scrum. You have the exact 2-week sprints, and then you have the 15-minute huddles, the sprint planning, the sprint retrospectives, everything, but there is no actual soul in it. It's just plain old school management disguised as a new startup behavior. Look at who runs this theater. To start with, the product owner is supposed to understand what Scrum is, and then they need to be flexible when things change. In reality, they refuse to take up any kind of new changes that come in mid-sprint because of any technical limitations or the business feedback. They refuse to take any work unless all the requirements are completely written down, and then it's almost considered like a legal contract that shouldn't be changing mid-sprint, or else they are going to be mad. In most of the times, they are not ready to accept it. They panic, they block it, and then they call it a new scope or a scope creep. A lot of product owners do a really good job in managing the business requirements and then how they are handling the teams. But there are certain bad product managers who don't understand the concept of being agile, and then they are stuck in the olden ways. Next comes the Scrum Master. Their entire job is supposed to remove the blockers for the team, but they add zero value. They don't care about what development is being done, what code is being done, or whether the team is finding it hard to do the development. All they care about is the calendars and whether are we going on schedule or not. They stand on the sidelines giving very helpful advice and then act as just a process referee here. They spend most of their time chasing the development team members and then checking with them on the status of the stories and when they'll be able to move the story from in progress into done status. I have known a lot of Scrum Masters who do a very good job in managing by removing the impediments for the teams. But there are certain Scrum Masters who literally work with the teams just for the sake of being in the team by adding zero value. Finally, coming to the development teams themselves, instead of fighting back the management saying that, okay, this target is unrealistic, what they normally try to go into is by inflating the story points. So let's take, for example, a simple story which should be taking a 2 or 3 points will be inflated to a 5 point or an 8 pointer just so that they get that buffer time in completing that work. By doing this, they don't get yelled at during the daily stand-ups because ultimately they know that it's a very complicated work because of the inflated points. Also, their dashboards look very good. The reason being because of the inflated points, the velocity of the team is very high. The management really celebrates this as an agile transformation, but in reality, the scope of work which was delivered prior to this and after this has not changed. It's just the velocity points have increased, but the work literally has remained the same. This isn't theory anymore. The biggest tech companies in the world have stopped using Scrum silently because they understood that it was slowing them down. Amazon doesn't use the 2-week sprints. Instead, whenever the development team completes a feature, they release it and then it gets tested using automation, and then once it succeeds, it gets delivered and goes to production. It's called a continuous flow model. They don't wait for the 2-week sprint to end just so that a small change can reach the customers. When business priorities care more about tracking the processes rather than understanding the engineering and the market reality, they would fail every single time. If you really want to know if your teams are really agile, stop everything and ask the simple questions. How many approvals, meetings, and tickets does it take to fix a simple customer problem and get it live? Developers and product managers who are watching this video, just let me know how much of your time goes in actually building and then how much of your time goes in documenting that you are building something. Let me know the worst corporate agile stories in the comments section below. If you thought this topic was insightful, don't forget to subscribe. I'm your bro Arvin, this is the Corporate Bro Code, and see you in the next one.
The corporate bro code, the only code you'll ever need.